Christian Schneeweihs with Bare-Knuckle News, and I'm here with Mike Vasquez, BYB President. It was really a night of knockouts here in New Orleans tonight. What do you think about that? Every single fight in the first round.
You know, we usually like to see some fights get into that second and third round, get fighters, you know, the momentum to go back and forth a little bit. But, yeah, nothing went out of the first round, which is not totally unusual in the Trigon. But, yeah, quick night tonight.
Which fighters were you most impressed with tonight?
Whoa, wow. I mean, let's start from the main event going backwards. Trujillo, he's a beast. I mean, we're going to have a hard time finding opponents for him. Ike is a stud. I love Ike. You know, but, you know, one round, he got knocked down 3 times, body shots. It's just it's incredible. Helen Peralta came in excellent shape. Her first fight with us. She had just joined the team. We put her in against a really tough opponent initially in Biloxi last year, but she came tonight. As soon as I saw her yesterday at the hotel, I knew she had been taking this fight real seriously. So she came in real buff, and she put on a show. I think it's the first time we have a knockout in the first round from the females. So.
Helen Peralta told me she wants to face Patty Juarez next. Is that fight going to happen right away?
Yeah, I got to see with Mel what the plans are. I know Patty had a fight just a few months ago when we were in Denver. I know we'll be back in Denver soon. Not sure if that'll be lined up for that, but I'm sure Patty's game. Patty takes anybody who wants to fight, and Helen, again, she's ready. She said tonight she wanted a second belt, a different weight class. She came in at the women's featherweight, and you know, she's solid. You know, she showed us why she's taken seriously.
Let's talk about the Cuban assassin. Incredible performance tonight, and he's still, in all his bare-knuckle fights, no single fight got out of the first round, and he just beat the champion right here in such a dominant fashion. Who could he face next? He told me in an interview he would love to go to the UK.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be at the UK at least 3 more times this year, so that's a definite possibility. I mean, Ike is a stud. Ike is tough as nails. For him to put Ike down like that, you saw Ike's frustration during the fight. You know, he's the real deal. I mean, Trujillo is the real deal. He's strong. He can take a punch, and he's not scared. He brings it. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to keep finding opponents to be willing to fight the man.
And he told me heavyweight is not even his best weight. He's usually a cruiserweight, right? So
yeah.
He could also go up against Marco Martignac in the future.
That would be an interesting fight, absolutely. He's on the cusp, so he can step up to heavyweight, fighting guys that are 10, 20, 30 pounds bigger than him, or he can cut weight and you know, be really difficult. Whatever division he is, he's really difficult. He's a world-class athlete. He's an Olympic wrestler. You know, just all-around stud.
The Chad Kelly-O'Shaughnessy fight, bit of a controversial ending. Maybe both of them were a little bit disappointed with how it went. How did you see it?
I think it was a disappointing ending, of course. It went back and forth. Chad got knocked down early. He came back, knocked down O'Shaughnessy a couple times. You know, frustrating when you're in the heat of battle. You know, he's on his way down. You might not know he's down. He's leaning on the ropes. And you throw that extra punch, and it ends the fight, unfortunately. But that looked like it was going to be possibly fight of the night, the way it was going to go, you know, going back and forth. A little disappointing, but Chad's a great guy, so's O'Shaughnessy, and you know, they'll both be back.
We had that fight with the 2 British fighters, and you told me last time out that you are going to match up the British fighters now, so they gain a little bit more experience now after the merger in the Trigon. So there's not such a competitive advantage now for the US-based fighters, right? How often are you going to do this still? Are you going to throw Connelly in now with the US fighters?
Well, Connelly definitely wants a rematch with LT, and I think he's earned it. LT's got a big plate on his in his future there against Barry Jones, of course, in Wales. Coming up 2 more events at BYB 30. I think he definitely deserves it. It was good to see they did do a little dirty boxing, and that's what we want. We wanted the guys to catch up, you know, a little bit on the dirty boxing, which they're not used to, and just develop those skills, and then we'll start integrating them back and forth. But absolutely, I think Connelly has definitely earned the right to rematch against LT.
So, Mike, let's talk about the upcoming fights. Next time out, you're going to go back to Brawl in the Pines, and Pembroke Pines. What can we expect from that card?
Big fight, Cub against Cisneros. We have a tough guy in Cisneros who's proven he's a warrior, he's an athlete, top-notch athlete. Cub has proven himself against our best. He's our current champion. That's going to be a war.
So we had Dylan Rush tonight, a Hawaiian fighter, in his debut, very impressive. And then we had John Bernard last time out.
Yeah.
And of course, he's the world champion right now, also from Hawaii.
Yeah.
So are you eyeing a potential fight over there soon?
Actually, I've been over to Hawaii, and we did a couple site visits. We looked at some facilities as far as getting our production over there. Logistically, it's not easy, but it's not impossible. So there could be a fight in Hawaii scheduled for 2025. Yeah.
Now you got so many bare knuckle fighters. I read somewhere that you have now in-house with BYB 70% of the world's bare knuckle fighters, which is an incredible number. How big is this promotion going to become in the upcoming years? And do you also realize it from the fighters that are going to reach out that I want to be part of this promotion right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we already had over 100, 120 of the world's best bare knuckle fighters. When we acquired BKB just a few months ago, they had over 100 fighters. Barry Jones, Jim Sweeney, several of the world's best as well. So we've now enjoyed the biggest roster of bare knuckle fighters. We try to grow from within. We try to grow our roster. We'll bring in other guys from outside, but we really focus on, the history of bare knuckle, our fighters from this side of the pond and that side of the pond, and we'll continue to develop them, and we'll enhance the roster with other fighters as well. But that's really where we want to go. We want to go with the guys who are, putting the foundations down for the sport, the guys who have been already bleeding for years over the sport, and then of course bring in new talent. But those are the guys that have made bare knuckle what it is today.
Which other exciting matchups can we expect now between the former BKB champs and the champs here at BYB?
Well, I mean, again, going back to Wales, the fight that everybody's thinking about, everybody's talking about is Barry Jones against LT. That's the one that's like immediately in front of us. LT and Canelli, definitely a rematch to look for. There's several other fights that we're looking at. James Sweeney is looking at coming back also either in October or November. We're excited about possibly having him back and fighting as well. Yeah, they have again, over 100 fighters, and we're trying to keep them amongst themselves early on so they can continue developing, the dirty boxing aspect of it. But there will be a lot of transition, a lot of new fighters that we're bringing in from Europe and from other parts of the world. So there's a lot going on. You'll see them on this side of the border of the ocean as well, and you'll see some of our fighters over there. But we're going to continue growing in the Trigon, which is almost taken apart by now because we got a great logistics team that works real hard to put everything together and get us home quickly as well.
How much work, how much groundwork is there going on right now in the background with Jim Freeman and all the former BKB guys to make this promotion big? I think there's a lot of logistical things to figure out as well right now, right?
Sure. I mean, Jim has been to our last several shows here in the U.S. We're working with him on the Wales program. We want to translate what we've been doing here over there as much as possible. But Jim has been great. Joe Brown has been great to work with. All the fighters on BYB have been very supportive of the transition or, the merger or acquisition, however you want to call it. But all the feedback that I've been getting from the fighters, they're excited to see the product growing, developing. They really like the Trigon. They love the dirty boxing. A lot of the guys are like, I love it. I want, they wish they would have been possible. 3-minute rounds, that's another difference from what they're used to. So it is a little bit of a change, but most of the guys are game for it.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike, for your time. I'm Christian with Bare Knuckle News, and I'm here with
Mike Vasquez, and nobody beats us to the punch.
Show me where you live at. St. Louis City, where I live at.